Hey everyone, I think we're live now, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning to some of you, good evening to some of you, and good afternoon to the people in Dubai. This is my first live broadcast. Hi Jeffrey from Belgium, my dearest friend. Oh yeah, we got people logging in all the time now. Also my cousin in Brighton, in Portsmouth in the UK. I've got Alex here who's going to do all the technical stuff. Alex, say hello to everybody.
Hey guys.
And she's going to do the jiggery poogery. Right. Okay. I have no idea what she's doing on my phone, but I hope it's useful. Okay, it's fine. We don't need anything else now. We've got about 15-20 minutes, so I'm going to try to pack as much as I can. Oh, my son Kyan's watching from Thailand as well. Alex, I've got the keyboard on the screen. How do I get rid of this?
Yep, bring that down.
Thank you very much. All right, this is my first live event, and mainly it was the purpose of this is that we're going through some really tough times, and a lot of people are worried about their jobs. A lot of people are worried about their businesses, and they're sending me emails and lots of questions. Now, this situation is never happened before, and I don't think it'll ever happen again. But there are opportunities everywhere, and it's where we choose to, where we look, what we focus on. Because in life, you get what you focus on. Now, of course, my businesses take a hit, and we've lost, not lost, but a lot of our businesses have frozen their accounts with us. What I was looking at, the way we behave, is that how we change and how we adapt to the situation where clients are cancelling their businesses or freezing. Because if you actually look at the principle of all the businesses that we have, or clients, they really have good, solid businesses that they should stand the test of time. But unfortunately, we're going through very uncertain times. People don't know where the next paycheck's going to come. So when there's uncertainty in the marketplace, people freeze, people act with fear. And unfortunately, when people are driven by fear, they act irrationally. I think the most important thing is that just keep sending positive messages out there. And although it sounds insensitive, there are opportunities in the marketplace right now. The rich tend to get richer. So without further ado, I'm going to answer some of the questions that I've been asked all of the time. Again, my beautiful family's watching in Thailand. One of the downside of things that I don't get to see them at all, and emotionally it's draining for me to be here when the business is quiet, and my family are about 8,000 miles away as well. So much love to you all, and hello. Okay, first question. Alex is here as well, because if I actually forget a question, she's going to shout the question out, and she's here for moral support. And she was kind of born close to this century as well. One of the questions I've been asked is lots of outgoings. How can I reduce my cost? I think automatically, like it or not, your costs are being reduced. For instance, most of us can't go out socializing. Cinemas are out. Shopping malls are out. So automatically, like it or not, you're saving money. Be aware of it, okay? Because through times of uncertainty, you need cash in the bank. You need to make sure that you can sleep at night. Don't allow your cash flow to dictate your happiness. So like it or not, you are saving money. Actually, I'm saving money, because when I go to the mall to have a cup of coffee, I might just buy something. So automatically you find out that you're saving money. It's really strange, because in these uncertain times, banks, landlords, credit card companies also understand that the flow of money has stopped. It's incredible how many banks have contacted us saying, do you want us to put your loan payments on hold or your interest rates on hold? So the industry understands the current situation when it comes to finances. Don't be embarrassed of asking people to give you a break on their payments. Landlords do understand your situation, the flow of money. Some may say no, but there's no harm in asking. But don't allow pride or ego get in the way. So look at your costs, write them down, and proactively try to reduce them. Next question. How can I manage my staff? It's a really good question, because I think some of my staff are currently watching. I think the universe has brought these times together for us to review and reflect on the number of staff and who we got in our organization. We have almost 100 people in our company. And last month, halfway through last month, they went on half pay. And unfortunately, some staff, most of them have been on no paid leave this month. Now, I'd like to say, and I tell people that I recruit motivated and loyal staff. And I would say 99% of my staff realize that the downturn that we have in our organization is not fault of our management or myself or our management. It's something that's happening universally. And they've kindly volunteered to continue working from home at no pay, knowing that if I sign clients, and I'm going to work every single day to make sure we get clients in to be able to cover some costs this month. And funnily enough, we signed one of our biggest clients today, and hopefully they will pay on Sunday, and we can cover, some of my staff salary and costs. So, but then at the same time, there's 1 or 2% of our staff who said, well, if you're not going to pay me this month, I'm not going to work. And they're happy sitting at home watching Netflix reruns or waking up 10, 11 o'clock in the middle of the day and just wasting life. And to me, that's the ultimate way of filtering them out, and knowing that when everything turns, and this soon shall pass, they will no longer be working with my company or with us, because we're not on the same wavelength. Hope that answered your question there. Is it a good idea to borrow money from the bank? Well, that question is actually not that relevant to right now, because that question can stand through any time. Is it ever a good time to borrow money from the bank? If you've done your business plan correctly, if you know that you're going to get 15-20% return on your investment and you're borrowing money at 10%, so it's a good time to borrow money. Right now, I don't think it's a good time to borrow money because the business is quiet, but it's the right time is to plan. Put timescales in place, talk to the banks and borrow money for your new business or your expansion when this passes. And this soon shall pass, I promise you. Unfortunately, most of us, I don't watch TV much. I definitely don't go on social media, but this soon shall pass, and just try to focus on that time. So plan right now for when this all comes to an end and money starts flowing into your pockets again and to your customers. So to borrow money, make sure what you're borrowing, the interest you're paying is far less than the interest you can earn using that money. So if you borrow cheap and do business at high returns, it's worth borrowing money. And what you find out, most companies do very, very well. Even Microsoft has debts, Apple has debt. They're sitting on hundreds of billions of dollars of cash in the bank. They have borrowings. Berkshire Hathaway has borrowings. So they utilize their debts to grow their business at higher returns. Next question. How can I negotiate a lower rent? What I found here in Dubai, very quickly, the landlords also realize that times are tough. The flow of money is stopped. So what I've done is I've actually issued letters signed by myself to all our staff. Hello, Sianush. Thank you for saying hello. Much love to you, my friend. And I miss you in the office. What's happened is that landlords, if it's a single landlord with a single unit, what they tend to do is they need that rent. But if you have a landlord with a larger company like MR or Nakil, they can't afford for all the tenants to vacate the properties. At the same time, if you imagine if everybody vacates the properties and they can't leave the country, you're going to have a massive issue in your hand as the government goes. So even the governments are supporting individuals now to go to the landlords and press them to reduce the rent. The thing is that previously people will say, well, you're an idiot, you overspent, you bought a car, you did this, but really everybody understands that the universe is suffering. In my organization, we had 9 companies. We had clients in Hong Kong, Singapore, England, US. Here we have a recruitment company, training company, hospitality business, because 10 years ago, I lost everything because all my eggs were in one basket. But this time I thought what I'll do is I'll spread my risk to make sure that if anything goes wrong, I'm covered. Never in my life I thought that within 48 hours that every single industry in every part of the world will just come to a halt. But we didn't quit. Still 20% of my staff come to the office. We need to, as business owners, inspire them, because if you're not inspired, why should they work for you? Why should they follow you? So what we do is, as management goes, we come in, we inspire them every day, because this soon shall pass. Life is about seasons, right? Spring follows winter, summer follows spring. This is the way the universe goes round. Day follows night and night follows day. We're just going through a bleak time right now, but I promise you this soon shall pass. Very soon shall pass. It's amazing how people have become experts in such things like social distancing and what's that? Plucking the graph or something like that. What the hell is that called? Flatten the graph or something rubbish like that. Suddenly these have become normal terms in the English vocabulary and language. Just ignore them. Just ignore them. Stay safe. Behave, hold yourself socially responsible, and that's all you can do. Invest in yourself. Right now, like for instance, I used to message my mum once in a while, but now I make sure that I speak to her every single day because I've got quality time in my hand. So make sure that you sign up to loads of courses. Personal development is priceless. Utilize this time to spend quality time with your family, and number one, invest time in your own growth. And that's totally priceless. Make sure you get up early and don't make excuses about, I've been doing more exercise on my balcony than I've ever done in a gym. Yeah, so find zero excuses to slow down your life, because this soon shall pass, and one thing we'll never get back is this time, this quality time. Next question, Alex. What areas of my business should I focus on? Now, what normally happens is that you need to have your focus on your finances. It's really, really important, because if you're not focused on your finances, you lose sleep at night, and there's no point of living if your quality of life suffers. So know your finances, but don't sack your salespeople, because here's the thing: your clients out there, the decision makers, have the same concerns as you do. They're not downing tools and shutting their business and killing themselves or jumping off bridges. Right? They're sitting there thinking about, when this passes, how can I thrive? When this passes, how can I make sure I've got a better business than I had 3 weeks ago? They're the guys who are willing to listen to you. So instead of sitting at home and burying your head in the sand or constantly worrying and being concerned, connect with people. This is the time to connect, because you got everybody's attention. You don't want to start connecting with the CEO who's absolutely busy every single day and has got no time for you. But right now they got time to listen to you, as long as you understand the concerns and what they're going through. If you can sympathize with them and work out a plan to get them out of that situation, you got their attention. And guess what? When times turn and things are thriving and the business and the phone is ringing and they're making money, they will remember who was there for them, motivating them and inspiring them when the chips were down. Just like the way that I remember the staff who down tools are not going to be there for us when the chips are down. They will not be with us any longer. And I'm going to reward the people who've been with us through these times 10 times higher than ever before, because they believed in us, they believed in the organization, and they believed on the message that, great things are going to happen very shortly, sooner than you think. This is not I speak to so many people who say it's the survival of the human race. Actually, it isn't. Right? It's time to reflect. It's time to get closer. We might not be able to do things that we took for granted, like 10 of us go out for a meal or socialize. But this is the time to actually reflect and prioritize your life and find out who are really important to you in life and give them some time. You don't have to, unfortunately, be physically close to someone to make them feel close to you. Okay? How do you learn to embrace risk-taking? It's interesting. I was speaking to somebody yesterday on Instagram, and what they said was it was a mutual conversation, and they said define an entrepreneur, and I said an entrepreneur is the one who can actually willingly take risks, right? Because an employee tends not to take risks. They are an employee because they know that at the end of the month, for the amount of work or the hours they work, they're going to get a return. An entrepreneur takes risks. So risk-taking is something that's very natural to an entrepreneur. Now, it's whether you take calculated risks, whether you invest some time into doing some research before you take those risks, make your risks less, they're more defined and highly likely that they will work, because you might as well go to the casino without doing any planning and taking a risk. So And the larger calculated risk you take, the rewards are higher. The bigger the problems you fix, the rewards are bigger. So make sure that as an entrepreneur, you're comfortable with the risk you take. If the things go wrong and the worst thing can happen, you can still sleep at night and pay the rent and cover the school fees, take it. That makes you an entrepreneur. If you're uncomfortable with taking any risk and your life is all about safety, don't become an entrepreneur, because your quality of life will suffer. And it's okay, you know what? We need people who clean toilets, we need people who drive buses, we need people who teach at schools, we need people who do transactions over a counter in the bank. If everybody was an entrepreneur, this life will not happen, this world will not go round. So if you're going to take risks, make sure they're calculated, make sure they're based on your previous knowledge, and go for it. I love taking risk, and it's just second nature to me. I don't even think it as risk unless somebody actually tells me. How long do we have? Are we doing good?
We could do 2 more questions.
2 more questions. Okay. What was the? I'm going to do one which is off topic. One of them is like, what was the most thoughtful gift you ever received? I value gifts based on somebody understanding what I'm going through. Right? If I'm feeling low and somebody really cares for me, I would love it that somebody sends me a thoughtful message, or an article, or a book, or a link that just makes me feel loved, makes me feel that somebody's thinking about what I'm going through. Not just a cut and paste message, something that makes me feel special. I try, but maybe not succeed all the time, give that gift to whoever I connect with, love and friends. But the best gift I can receive is people out the blue just making me know and realize that I'm on their mind, they're thinking about me, and they know what I'm going through, good or bad. And that to me is a priceless gift, because they don't have to. That's one question. Alex, you asked me, because you're sitting here taking notes, ask me one question. Better be a good one or you're fired.
Okay.
Take your time, Alex. We only have 1 minute.
Okay, I've got a question on leadership skills.
Okay, what's the leadership skill question?
Okay, which leadership skill was the most difficult to develop?
Okay, the question is which, I don't know if you heard that question, that whimper from the background. The question is which leadership skill was most difficult to develop?
Yeah.
Okay, as human beings go, we wear different hats. We can be a wife, a husband, an accountant, a bookkeeper, a salesperson, an entrepreneur, a father, a mother. And I often find that people see through your ego. So the most important leadership skill is to put your ego aside. Be inspirational, but don't be egotistic, because what's your staff going to say to you? They're always going to say yes to you, whether you say something good or bad. They're always going to say yes to you because you pay the salaries. They have to say yes to you. But they get inspired when you're honest. When you're honest with them and you put the ego aside. You're there for their well-being. You're there caring for them more than yourself. And it's irrelevant what people think of you. Your ego tends to blind you. And I think that comes through age. When I was younger, my ego was very important, what car I drove, what lifestyle I had, what people thought about me. But you know what? When you hit my age, it really, really doesn't matter. Just be honest with yourself, be honest with people, and they take you for your good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this. I'd love to get your feedback. It's been fast 20 minutes. I love you all from all over the world with all my heart, and I'm thinking about you. And maybe we'll do another one next week, and we'll have some other speakers join us. Much love, be safe, and take care. Bye. Love you all.